Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, how's everyone today after last night's bore fest? Uh, what a terrible game! But congratulations to Liverpool. You've got to give it to them. Um, 6 trophies, six Champions League. Hi Ali, fair play to them. But yeah, to compare it to a domestic treble, garbage. But anyway, we'll see. Let me bring this up on my laptop. See where we're at. Going to be a quick one today. I've got family coming over, so I can't stay on long. Otherwise, we'll have people coming in and out. So get your comments in. Sampoliba, what do you make of the Joshua fight? I couldn't believe it. My younger lad Will, he said to me last night after we watched the Spurs Liverpool game, he said, are you watching it? And I said, what time's it on? And he said, well, I think it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I went, why would I bother watching that? And I'm certainly not paying for it like I normally do. Just so we can watch Joshua knock him out within 3 rounds. And I woke up this morning, never even thought about the Joshua fight, and then was just scanning through on my phone, and then it was like, what? He got knocked out. It was like, wow. Yeah, I mean, we've always said it. I think loads of people have said it. Wait until somebody who hits really, really hard. That's why I think Deontay Wilder would knock him out. I just don't think he can take a punch, if I'm being honest with you. Klitschko is one thing, a big hitter. And I've only seen bits of it back, so yeah, big surprise, very big surprise. Nippon Sharma, are Man City favourites to win the Champions League next year? Who knows? Yaya Toure, I can't wait for the community shield. Same, Andy, couldn't believe it. It's amazing. So early today, yeah. I've got family coming over. It's Sunday, so they take priority. Because we've got my father-in-law's coming over. My wife's come to pick him up from Manchester, and we've got my younger lad and his girlfriend coming over to stay over for dinner and things like that, staying over tonight. So yeah, they'll. I think he's picked her up already, so they could walk in at any moment. JTR 35, guess what? Man City's Twitter is full of Liverpool fans at the moment. Did you expect anything else beyond belief? Hi, buddy. How are you? If Liverpool had been playing us likely, if UEFA hadn't robbed us, it would have been a different story. Spurs were garbage in the final third, poetic handball. Yeah. Sorry. I think if you look at the game overall, it was crap. It was absolutely a proper bore fest. It was like the first half of the Europa League, which we turned off and we watched something else, and then it was 4-1. But that game last night was just very, very boring. We can quickly go through the handball and things like that. It is what it is, and that's what UEFA deem as a handball, which is just pathetic, because it hits him in the chest and goes underneath his armpit here. If that's handball, and people say, well, his arm's out, that's a natural position to be able to stick your chest out. People saying he was 4 or 5 yards away, and Mane specifically hit it at him. And if that's going to be the rule for next season, it's a joke. But that's UEFA all over. 1-0 down, you thought, well, loads of time. And Spurs didn't do enough. I mean, I said it yesterday on the live vlog. Harry Kane starting, I'd be surprised if he did, and he did. And I said if he does, Spurs, it'll be trouble for Spurs. And it proved right. He was crap. He didn't look anywhere near fit. I don't think he won once or attempted to win one header against Van Dijk. Very poor decision by Pochettino. Very, very poor. I know he's come out and defended it, but yeah, should have had more starting straight away. But anyway, it is what it is. They can have their sort of 1 trophy parade today. Not like 4, is it? But they can have their 1 trophy parade today and then claim that there were 800 million people there. But anyway, fair play to Liverpool. You can't take it away from them. Hopefully City, that'll be City. But more than 1 trophy. Let's hope it's another treble with the Champions League next season, hopefully. Who would win between Tyson Fury and AJ? I don't think Tyson Fury hits as hard as some of the others. So I think it'd be a bit of a bore fest, because that's what Tyson Fury does. He likes to just bore everybody and maul them and things like that. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not fussed about either of them. AJ doesn't do anything for me, and Tyson Fury certainly doesn't do anything for me. So heavyweights are not my thing. I prefer in the lower weight divisions where it's proper full on. I mean, he was the guy last week, Scottish guy, watched that fight, and he won on points. That was a brilliant fight. What was it called? That was a superb fight. Sissoko and Kane cost Spurs game. Sissoko was garbage. BB, the Premier League is more important than let alone press. Absolutely. Of course, it's all about the Premier League. Wait for a Joe. That's the worst Champions League final I've seen. It's the worst I've seen. Beyond belief again. How I loved. Don't know what that means. Andrew Robertson. Haven't popped in for a while. Say hello. Oh, it's 2-inch Freeman. Hey, champions of Europe. Well done, mate. And it's surprising that you've not popped in for a while, but suddenly you win one trophy, and suddenly you're all over Man City Fan TV. Ain't that ironic? Fury would dance around Joshua all day, beats him. Maybe. Joshua knocked his opponent down first, but sloppy. Andy, I don't want Maddison. Well, that's the rumours today that Pep is very, very keen on James Maddison. Champions League is ours. Hey, how are you? Andrew Robson, are you denying the ball hit Llorente's arm? Would you be happy to go out on VAR error? Gary Danina, didn't think Spurs were going to be... Well, I thought it'd be 3-1. I thought it'd actually be a comfortable night for Liverpool, if I'm being really honest. I said that yesterday, 3-1. Liverpool were awful, but Spurs were equally as awful up front. I think it was 60... Champions League final against Liverpool and you get 65% possession. Shows you up front how much they were lacking. Very, very poor by Spurs. City will never win the Champions League. You reckon? I think you're taking the piss, Somali. Henderson living... It's like me saying Liverpool will never win the Premier League or win a treble, domestic treble. Or 100 points. When you struggled, that was your best season last season. You'll never get more than 97 points again, I reckon. And that was your season last season, where I think 98 points plus for City is going to become the norm. I don't think you'll ever get over 97 points again, ever. So, which means you ain't going to win the Premier League, sadly for you guys. Hi Andy, it's GM, how are you? You bought 4, they got 1 correctly. Fuck off. Before I ban you. Stop talking garbage. You're a Chelsea fan. You're a Chelsea fan saying that we bought 4 trophies and they got 1 correctly. I know you're only a kid, so I'm going to put you in a timeout for being such a bellend. Go back. You've got homework. Go back to school. Hey, Andy, well done to Liverpool fans. Absolutely, yeah. God, we'd celebrate like mad, wouldn't we? Joshua, big mouth, cocky guy, got hit big style. He did. That was the worst Champions League final ever. It was boring. No, that's false. Hendo is not a championship player. He's an important player. He's not the greatest, Hendo, but he does a job for Liverpool. He does the job that other players like Gundogan and others have done for City. I thought it was a nice touch at the end with his dad and everything. I thought I just watched that before. I hadn't seen it today, but I watched it before and I thought it was a nice touch. Yeah, credit to him. Rimsart Pep really wants Firpo. Said that yesterday. I'm not going through Firpo again. I'll be honest, it was a shocking final, but I couldn't care less. No, and we wouldn't either. We wouldn't. Why the bin dippers on here? Because they're obsessed with Man City. We see that on Twitter. But they're more than welcome. Come on and have a debate. We would have destroyed. Yeah. We would have, and that's the sad thing about that game against Spurs is the fact that if it just looked like both teams didn't turn up at all last night, and I think if one of the teams would have turned up, it could have been 4-5-0 last night, but neither team turned up at all. It was just I don't know whether it was nerves or the gap between the end of the Premier League to now, but, you know, Liverpool allegedly had a pre-season almost ready for this game, and both teams, especially Liverpool, look absolutely knackered. James Maddison signs for Man City will improve his chance of getting an England call-up. He's in the under-21, so yeah. Wouldn't swap Michael Conor. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would not, and this is hand on heart, I would not swap what we won this season for a Champions League. And never, ever, ever, ever. No chance. Do I want to win the Champions League? Absolutely, of course I do. But I would never, ever swap a Champions League for a Premier League any day of the week. Never. We already got 100 points already, breaking records. You can have second place, though. Somali Dalad, so deluded. Don't worry, Andy, they've won the double, the Champions League and the next spend. Well, according to Mark Ogden, did he not say that Liverpool could potentially win the domestic treble as well after winning the Champions League? It was like everyone was going, how'd you work that one out, Mark Ogden, you rag journo? How'd you work that one out? Bizarre comment. How can possibly they win a domestic treble? One, so you're not included in the Champions League because that's not a domestic competition, and he got absolute dog's abuse for posting that. I think he's just trying to wind up City fans because he's a rag. Don't worry, Andy, they've won that. Hey, Liverpool and Man United. Beyond belief, UEFA didn't try to avoid City from winning. Coming from a Chelsea fan, you need to shut up and have a word with yourself, you muppet. Yeah, well, he's only a little kid, so don't give him too much abuse. I've just put him in a timeout to get his head straight, because normally he's a sensible guy, but you know, well, a lad. He's only a young lad who does YouTube videos, so please don't give him a load of abuse. I've just put him in a timeout because he knows he's obviously talking rubbish. So he needs to be careful, otherwise he gets banned from Man City Fan TV and the Twitter account, and I'll never share his videos again. So he needs to be very careful and respectful of whose channel he's on, seeing as though I try and promote him as much as I can, being a Chelsea sort of YouTuber. Liverpool packed the bus yesterday. I wouldn't say that. I thought Liverpool had the better chances, if I'm honest. I do like you, to be fair, but I don't think it's particularly fair to ban someone for saying you bought 4 trophies. Yeah, it's coming on. He just needs to be careful. That's all. He needs to be careful. Andrew Robertson, are you blind kid? The ball hits Lawrence's arm, you madman. Get lost, bin dippers, it's panache. I've noticed Chelsea fans accuse the City of buying the league. The irony, yeah, I mean, you only have to look at their spend. Their spend is something like £300 million more than Man City, and they claim about buying trophies. So I'm guessing their Champions League victory and everything else, Premier League titles have never been bought. It's all been, I mean, come on. I mean, it's pretty embarrassing. Felix, no, not yet, mate. Chelsea are irrelevant. They are. Can we pretend Champions League never happened? No. Hello, Andy Howe, Berto Lee. I'm proud of how City playing Champions League. You can't prepare for corrupt officiating. Certainly poor, I don't know about corrupt, but poor officiating, definitely. Watched it for 10 minutes, then went out. It was a crap game. Would you sell signing for Felix, Andy? Andy, not necessarily, no, but if he wants to go, we've got to let him go. If Liverpool are now the best team in Europe, Spurs the second best, City are without the best team in England. Spot on, Chris Baker. Whoever Champions League final, worst disappointment of all time. Yeah, Spencer's and Mark, 32 points, domestic quad. Jose said Con Shield should be counted. I think it's quite ironic when Liverpool fans slag off City, considering Liverpool gave up every competition with the desperation to win the Premier League and it backfired. Good point, Gary Dineen. Very good point. Put all scouts in the time. I can't stand them. City beat champions of Europe to the trophy they really want. Shows how good City are. Good point, BB. Andrew Roberts, you've had your day out, lad. Now go home without swearing. We were sloppy, not pat the bus. Morally won the Premier League. Come again. The best games were the semi-finals. They were superb games. Never even seen a swear. Right, so let's go down because this is going to be quick. So anyway, who else? Workspace girls. Last night. Hey, Cameron Dempsey, have you got your hat yet? You should have had that by now. Let me know. I told you to let me know. It was posted special delivery the other day for you. So let me know if you've got that hat. Hope you're good, pal. Told you I'd get in live. Eventually, Martin Horsfield. Hello, welcome. Someone teach Scouts how to speak properly. They sound like they're talking with something in the mouth. Yeah, I mean, yes. I meant without me swearing at you, lad. Right, okay. You received it. Good, thank you very much. As long as you got it. John Henderson can have my babies. That's a bit of a scary situation. Right, okay. Joao Felix. Well, it looks like, according to rumours, Benfica are claiming that they've received bids from 4 clubs for Joao Felix, which includes Man City and Man United. Now, Record claim basically that Benfica have received bids, but one of them has actually matched the £105 million bid, which is his buyout clause. However, they're also making it clear that somebody has made a bid which is less, but they're tempted by one of the offers that are less because it would allow Joao Felix to actually stay at Benfica for one more season. So that is very interesting, if true. If Benfica have received 4 bids, one of them matching the buyout clause, who could that be? You'd have to think that's possibly United. But somebody else has offered less, but are willing to let Joao Felix stay at Benfica for another season. Now that seems quite sensible in my opinion. Because let's imagine if Sane was to stay and we said, and let's put the picture that Sane has already said to City, look, I'll sign the contract. It's not confirmed yet, but I'll sign. We won't need Joao Felix, not for this season coming. But you want a player of that calibre, that potential. He'll be 20 next year. Perfect age, like Sane, like Sterling, like Gabby Jesus. Hey, Dominus Hearth, how are you? But stay at Benfica, have another year under your belt, blah, 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 blah. That makes sense. It really does make sense. So Rick Day says that's defo us with a lower bid, but stays a year. You reckon? It does make sense, because if Sane does stay, like I said, you want Felix, but you maybe not want him right now if Sane is going to stay. Or you convince Sane to stay another year, and then he can have his move wherever. You think he's overrated? Okay, well, we'll see. You're a little bit late, Doctora. Yes, you are. You're about 20 minutes nearly late. But this is a short one. I've got about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to go, and then I must dash. So depends on what the boy wants to do. Does he want to improve and challenge for everything, or does he want to earn a fortune and win nothing with the Mercenaries? It's always that. That's the problem. We do believe that it's true that Ferran Soriano met with the Benfica president and Joao Felix agent on Thursday, and that has been confirmed by several sources. So others were saying it's a chance meeting and things. That's not a chance meeting. What, the agent and Ferran and the president of Benfica in one room at a hotel, the Bulgari Hotel in London? That's not coincidental. There's something going on there. Now, are we the ones that have offered the full amount? Do we know that? Do they know that Sane is going to definitely go, and we're going to recoup 80 to 100 million quid, and that sort of pays for Joao Felix? Or are we the ones that are saying, look, I know you're going to get a lot of offers, but what we'll do is we'll give you 85 million quid, let's say, and you can stay with Benfica for the next year. Like the Frenkie de Jong staying at Ajax until the summer, or that type of thing. And then we can monitor him for another 12 months. And then that gives us another 12 months to think. And bear in mind, we could potentially have the whole FFP Champions League ban hanging over us for a following season. Now, if we don't get him now, the chances of us getting him next year, if he stays at Benfica, are going to be slimmer if we are banned from the Champions League, because there'll be no Champions League football. So do we say we'll buy him now, or we'll commit to buying him, and we'll let him stay at Benfica? That gives you more opportunities, even though that you could be selling other players from Benfica as well. You get your top striker staying for another year's experience, and we get him next year, even though he won't be playing Champions League if we were to be banned. Who knows? So that's the latest on the Joao Felix. No chance City will buy Felix without someone like Sane leaving. City are too tight with money, splash that much without most of it being covered. I said that yesterday. Said a lot of it is going to be dependent on Sane. If we get a transfer ban this summer, it makes sense to let Felix stay. This is what I'm saying, Chris. It's you know, it sort of opens up other avenues now that this sort of rumour is coming to light. That maybe the ones who've offered less but allowing him to stay is City. Rather than trying to force a move now, let him stay for a year. Whoever's done that, and if they are considering it, they might not. They might turn around and say, we'll take the 105 million. They've met the release clause. But it'll be down to the player then to say, look, yeah, I know they said they'll play 105, but I don't really want to play in the Europa League now and go now. I'd rather stay another year and have the opportunity to play for the likes of Pep Guardiola. So it's interesting. It's now changed the whole dynamic of the Joao Felix, but I still think it comes back to what happens with Leroy Sane. Kamal David will leave next season, meaning Bernardo will go on the wing, leave Sane and Felix on the wing, maybe. Right, we've got my lads coming in now with his girlfriend, so I told you it's going to have to be very quick. The other very, very quick news was I spoke about, and that was, if I can bring it up, if I can find it, this was on the likes of transfer news, and this was about, like I said, about Maddison, but there was also the issue with I can't find it now. Florentine Luis. I think this was something that we did a while back on one of our transfer videos, and this was a young kid that City were allegedly looking at. Sorry, I've pulled it off here. Sorry, I've just gone and closed the wrong one down, so I do apologise from what I brought up earlier. But basically, this was a young kid. Basically, I put this up on here only because it was one of those that apparently City are going to look at this. Luis, he's only, I think he's 19, central defensive midfielder. But I think, like I said, I think we did a video on him 6 months ago or something like that. Can't see that happening. I really can't. And it's in a pretty average sort of newspaper reports. But the Maddison one, you prefer Tielemans over Maddison. We've got, you might see some guests coming in, so I've got to be very quick. De Ligt's wages will be too high. Well, apparently United were offering him 216,000 a week. That's nothing, that's peanuts. City can offer £250,000 a week without breaking the transfer strategy at salary, wage cap, things like that. Hello, how are you?
Alright, how
Yeah,
are you?
good, I'm very good, thank you. Come in. That's Will's girlfriend. I apologise for that. So if they were going to offer £216,000 a week, I don't think £250,000 a week is going to break any. She has nice. Stop it, behave. No, she don't like football. We'll convert her to a City fan. Don't worry, Leonard. Julio, stop it. I don't think 250 grand a week is breaking anywhere near our our wage structure. I think it's perfectly fine, no problem whatsoever with it. So I think it's fine. So make her a blue, yeah, like I did with my wife. She was a red, believe she was a rag, yeah, but she's now a City fan. So yeah, it's one of those. I'm gay, appreciate good hair. That's fine. That's perfectly fine, mate. She has got nice hair though, long hair. I'm trying to just bring up that guy. It was something I brought up this morning, and I apologise with the Florentino Luis sort of thing. I did bring it up, and I was looking at it, but it was a non-starter, if I'm honest with you. It just looked like it was just regurgitating the rumours that we did months and months ago. But with regards to the Maddison one, it's quite interesting because Tottenham apparently are very, very interested in Maddison. And they've already made a direct inquiry. Top hat Andy, no, not yet. No. University first, then we can deal with that type of stuff. Looks like Spurs are very, very interested in Maddison, and Maddison seems like a player that is a typical Spurs player. So he has done very well. We know we've seen Pep chatting to him after the Leicester game with his arm around him. Maddison suits Spurs. Yeah, I agree. I do think he's a typical sort of Harry Winks type of Spurs signing, that type of thing. But allegedly a source within City have said that they've also made an approach for Maddison, and they believe that a figure has been bandied around about 60 million quid to convince Leicester to sell him. Still a lot of money, that. How old is he? Is he 22, I think? Is he? 22, I think he is. In the under-21 squad. And that'd be a massive profit for Leicester. I think they paid 36 million quid for him from Norwich only 12, 18 months ago, something like that. So, but they're reckoning that Pep is very, very keen on his Maddison English. He is, yeah. So, you know, that could be another reason why. But £60 million is a lot of money for, let's face it, somebody who is not going to get first team start. He isn't. So when you're talking about 60, 70 million quid for the likes of Rodri and Ndombele and things like that, you can understand that they're going to go straight into the team. They're going to replace Fernandinho, or they're going to rotate with Fernandinho. You can't see the likes of James Maddison. Yeah, double. It would be double English Mastiff. They paid 37 million. Okay, so it was something around that, I remember. But that's a lot of money, you know, for a young kid who, let's face it, is playing in the under-21s with Phil Foden. I can't see it. Rissy says we're not after Maddison. With all these rumours, things like City will get 3 Leicester players in 2 years, just like Liverpool raid. Yeah, maybe. I think he's got 3 years left on his contract. I think he got a 4-year contract for his initial. Patina says. 60 million shut the front door, yeah. LP fans go around saying that the best club in Europe, even though they didn't win the Premier League. I know, but that's just Liverpool fans. You see the Twitter post of a Liverpool fan completely naked. He's been arrested. He was arrested last night after he climbed down off that wherever he was, put his hand up a female's skirt. She pushed him away and he punched her, and she ended up in hospital. And then he fought with 3 police officers. He was arrested. Let's hope they lock him up for 5-6 years for assault and throw away the key. I mean, dirty bastard, absolutely awful. And then there was that guy that was on Twitter earlier who was trying to break through a restricted area fence, and he was trying to get in, and they smacked him over the head, and then closed the gate, and then he went back at them, kicking the fence. Two police officers on horses came and absolutely battered him over the head with truncheons, and Liverpool fans have put that on their Twitter account saying, look, this is a disgrace. He's trying to enter a restricted area and then starts kicking the fence at police officers. You know, absolutely what he deserves. They should have given him a few more digs as well. So the thing is, whoever thinks Coming City are not going to break, well, and that's the thing, Leonard. You're right. I mean, that's why I think if you're going to sign somebody and you're going to spend 60, 70 million quid on them, they've got to be somebody who can go straight into the first team squad. The likes of an Ndombele or a Rodri, we know we need. Left back position is possibly, if Mendy is in there, you stick with Mendy. Walker will probably play a game. A centre back's going to be Laporte and Stones, but does Pep want a De Ligt and Laporte? You know that if he buys De Ligt, he's going to start. If Sane goes and we buy Joao Felix, Joao Felix will probably start. So this is the whole dilemma. Why would you go for Maddison at that type of money? And he's not going to start. He isn't. Leroy or Felix, higher potential. I would still turn around and have to wear with Leroy Sané because he's done it in the Premier League. And like I keep saying, going back, Ray said, he should have been at the levels of Sterling this season. He should have been going for a Ballon d'Or next season. So I think Leroy is proven as a potential to be anything in world football. Joao Felix is still young, raw. I mean, still 19, scored 30 goals in the Portuguese league is special. People have watched him and been very, very impressed with him. So, but I still think Leroy could go to any level that he wants to. We don't know that much about Felix yet. So, there you go. I still think Leroy, we should go all out to keep him. Get his head right, and then he could be anything at City. We know how good he is. I agree, Sane for me. I agree. We should be improving each season. Crazy Scotsman, you're clearly crazy, mate. Keep putting Man U on the. Who are they? They're irrelevant. They're not. I mean, I'm not even going to banter you with it because they are irrelevant. If they were in the top four, we might have a bit of a discussion. But I mean, Man United, they're just irrelevant to every football top four team, top five team even. They're irrelevant these days. Leroy with decent attitude of Felix. Yeah, I agree. Every pass from KDB to Leroy ends with a goal. I agree. He can't even spell Scots correctly. I agree. I do think Leroy is certainly has got so much potential that he could be anything in world football. Anyway, we'll see. But anyway, listen, guys, I've got to go. Went over a little bit longer than I thought there. So United are a Mickey Mouse club. Man U, I remember them. Somehow, a long time ago. They won a league, didn't they? I'm from Texas. Yeah. And Sel Sane. Wow. I can't measure City's progress in Champions League as we don't get fairness. Don't hate. We're not hating, mate. See Andy, see you, mate. Salford City coming over to take over Man U. See you, Kevin. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow. Next week, we are going to, we're going to be doing more transfer videos. Maybe not live vlogs as much, but doing proper transfer videos. We said we wait until this week coming now. And we're going to do some proper profiles on, you're from Bottom Moon. We know where you're from, Blue Moon. See you, Julio. We're going to do some videos this week coming on proper transfer targets. Now, we did have a couple of people saying, look, if you're doing like a Skype vlog with Ray, and can we be involved? And I have got one person who wants to be involved in the transfer videos. So if you want to join in, you're more than welcome to, but you're gonna have to send us an email because it won't be a live vlog. It'll be like a Skype call transfer video, which will have images and things like that. And City needs to get it right this window. I agree. So if you want to, don't forget to like everybody. Yeah, feel free to give it a like if you want to. Got 43 down. Mr. Spoon is a massive Man City fan. If you want to get involved, mcfcfantv@gmail.com. Send us an email, and if you want to come on, we can do a Skype call with you, and we'll talk about 3 or 4 transfer targets for that particular video. So we'll give you the questions in advance and things like that, so you know what we're actually talking about rather than doing it like a live vlog. Yeah, let us know. But anyway, listen, it's Sunday. Have a wonderful Sunday. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what time, I'll let you know, but we'll be doing some transfer stuff. So anyway, see you Andy, C-section. See you Cameron. Glad you like your hat, mate. Cheers Andy, all the best to you, Ray. Thank you, Pat. And You too, Leonard. Take care, buddy. And we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, notification, comment below the video. If there's anyone in particular you think we should be talking about, I don't know who, because we've talked about hundreds of players over the last, Joao, Spencer's and Mark. We've talked about hundreds of players over the last couple of weeks, but I'm sure tomorrow there'll be even more news and rumours and things like that. But we're going to do some proper videos. How likely is it that you'll get Champions League banned this season? Zilch, zero. Next season, who knows? Talk about Felix. We'll do that. We haven't done a proper transfer video on Felix, so I think that's one player we'll do some research on him, stats and figures like we normally do when we do the transfer videos. But I don't think we've done a great deal on Felix other than talking about him on the live vlog. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do a proper video on him. My mum said if I don't drink milk, I'll only be good as playing. Listen, guys, have a wonderful Sunday. Take care. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see you soon.